All right, so Sir Gawain and the Green Knight is our next medieval romance. It's found in your textbook, page 142 to 155. And this one is translated by Marie Boroff. You're going to find a lot of different versions and a lot of different translations because this is part of the whole King Arthur series, very popular, and gives information about King Arthur and Lancelot and Guinevere, the Knights of the Round Table, and so on. So this one, Jimmy will be happy to know, actually is credited to an author. Sir Thomas Malory supposedly is the one who wrote Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, but his identity is kind of mysterious. Different things are accredited to him. Some people say he did some looting and that he did some extorting of money from various people. And so he was even charged with breaking out of jail once and escaped. But if you ever have a chance to look at the background of Miguel Cervantes, who wrote Don Quixote, you're going to find a lot of adventure stories too. He lost his arm, he fought with pirates, he was jailed, he was ransomed once again. And so, what a time to live in. And no wonder we have these interesting stories. So, anyway, that is the possible author of this tale. So, getting right into it, once again, we only have some excerpts from our textbook, so we're going to go through the ones that we have here. So, it starts out, it is New Year's Day, and King Arthur and his knights are celebrating at King Arthur's court in Camelot. And before anyone has even started to eat this wonderful meal, strange things happen. This huge knight, dressed all in green, comes in to the hall and he basically hurls this challenge at all the knights, and he's carrying this giant axe. So here's where we start on page 142. This horseman hurtles in, and the hall enters, riding to the high dais. Recked he no danger, not a greeting he gave as the guests he o'erlooked, nor wasted his words, but where is, he said, the captain of this crowd? Keenly I wish to see that sire with sight, and to himself say my say. Okay, right away, as you're reading this, you're going to see there is a difference in the language between this and Beowulf and our Nibelungenlied, because we have words that are shortened, like recked is short for reckoned or he thought of, and we have o'erlooked, which is overlooked. And the word order is kind of different too. This horseman hurtles in and the hall enters, basically saying twice that he came into the hall, but he only came into the hall once. So this one may take a little bit longer to go through and understand what's going on just because of the way it's worded. He swaggered all about to scan the host so gay. He halted as if in doubt who in that hall held sway. So the whole reason the Green Knight has come into the hall is because he's looking for the guy in charge and he has something to say to him. There were stares on all sides as the stranger spoke, for much did they marvel what it might mean that a horseman and a horse should have such a hue, grow green as the grass, and greener it seemed than green fused on gold, more glorious by far. Okay, it's like this knight came out of Oz. He's green, his horse is green, and everyone's just kind of like, ew, what's going on here? All the onlookers eyed him and edged nearer, and awaited in wonder what he would do. For many sights had they seen, but such a one never, so that phantom and fairy the folk there deemed it. Therefore chary of answer was many a champion bold, and stunned at his strong words, stone still they sat in swooning silence in the stately hall. So everybody's watching, just waiting to see what's going to happen next. They think maybe he is some kind of vision that the fairy folk have created. So again, you can see these pagan beliefs are still prevalent in the society. All were slipped into sleep, so slackened their speech apace. That's kind of weird to unlock that particular line. Basically, it's saying they were so silent it was as if they were sleeping while they were sitting there watching. Not all I think for dread, but some of courteous grace, let him who was their head be spokesman in that place. So basically, our poet is saying, well, they weren't all just scared to death of him. Some just thought it was the courteous thing to do to let King Arthur, or whoever was supposed to be in charge, talk to this Green Knight. So falls on Arthur's shoulders. Then Arthur before the high dais that entrance beholds, and hailed him as behooved, for he had no fear, and said, fellow, in faith you have found fair welcome. The head of this hostelry, Arthur, am I. Leap lightly down and linger, I pray, and the tale of your intent you shall tell us after. So basically, Arthur welcomes him, greets him, come on, get off your horse, tell us your tale. Very polite. Nay, so help me, said the other, he that on high sits, to tarry here any time, 'twas not mine errand. But as the praise of you prince is puffed up so high, and your court and your company are counted the best, stoutest under steel gear on steeds to ride, worthiest of their works the wide world over, and peerless to prove in passages of arms, and courtesy is here carried to its height, and so at this season I have sought you out. Okay, why is the Green Knight here? Basically, he's heard a lot of tales about King Arthur and his knights, and he has come to find out if any of this is true. Lots of alliteration here in these lines. Praise, prince, puffed, court, company, counted, stoutest, steel, gear, steeds, worthiest, works, peerless, proof, passages, courtesy, carried. Oh, great poetic technique. But basically, he's saying, I've heard that your men are stout, strong, worthy, peerless, courteous. I want to find out if it's true. You may be certain by the branch that I bear in hand that I pass here in peace and would part friends. What kind of branch is he carrying then? An olive branch, a symbol of peace. He's not here to fight. For had I come to this court on combat bent, I have a hauberk at home, and a helm beside, a shield and a sharp spear shining bright, and other weapons to wield. I ween well to boot, but as I willed no war, I wore no metal. Can you believe all the alliteration in this? Wow. Okay. Hauberk, home, helm, shield, sharp spear, shining, weapons, wield, ween well. Oh, this is really fun if you're an English person. Okay, so he's basically saying, if I'd come here to fight, I have this whole arsenal loaded up with weapons, and I would have brought those, but I have come in peace. But if you be so bold as all men believe, you will graciously grant the game that I ask by right. Arthur answer gave, and said, Sir, courteous knight, if contest here you crave, you shall not fail to fight. So Arthur's like, okay, let's see what you want to do. If you want to fight, we'll have somebody who fights you.